for a crucial second legs in the Europa League. Yes, we have got the second legs of the Europa League, and to see who will be going through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Boys, if you want a discount on your energy, go and get my discount in the description. New Dan 10 at checkout. Peace. Starting off in Lazio against Bodo Glimt. This was the only game that actually had a result in it, because everyone's were 0-0 draws. This was 2-0 to Bodo, which means that they have an advantage going to Lazio. But Lazio, as we know, are a very tough team to break down, especially at home. Beating Pleasant at home, beating else did I play? Beating Pleasant at home, which was a big game for them, and also beating something else. I completely forgot who it was. Probably something else. So yeah, and I'm gonna say 3-2 Lazio, and Bodo will go through on aggregate. Now we move. Oh, and we have a guest. His name. It's the return of Joshua Cohen again. He's back for the Europa League second legs.
Yo, it is great to be back on Dan's channel. How are you guys doing? And I am here to do another Europa League predictions video. It is the second leg of the quarterfinals. And yeah, the first leg gave us some exciting results out of the 4 games. And yeah, I'm here to predict the final conclusion of these games in the quarterfinals, you know, the second leg. So I'm going to be doing that now. And yeah, it's great to be here once again. And let's get straight into the predictions. Right, the first game is Lazio at home against Bodo Glimt. This first leg result was probably the shock of the quarterfinals so far, because Bodo Glimt there must be a solid team to get this far, but I didn't know much about them. I did not think they were a very good team. So to beat Lazio 2-0 at home is very impressive, because Lazio were first in the league and Bodo Glimt were probably a bit lower down. So Lazio are the favourites in this tie. So for Bodo Glimt to win 2-0 like that is very impressive. I could see them through. But Lazio are at home now in the second leg, obviously, and 2-0 is not impossible to catch up on. So what score am I thinking? Fair play to Bodo Glimt, but I reckon Lazio might make a good comeback here. I'm going to go Lazio 3, Bodo Glimt 1 in 90 minutes. And I reckon Lazio will nick another goal in extra time. And Lazio are going to win 4-1 overall in 120 minutes. And obviously on aggregate it will be like 4-3, I think. And yeah, I think Lazio will make a good comeback and scrape through to the semis.
Josh, hit me, boy. Go on, boy. We now move to Eintracht Frankfurt versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it finished Frankfurt 1, Spurs 1. But, I mean, in Frankfurt, I honestly do think that Frankfurt will win this. Like, no offence, Spurs, when you think, but Son is out of the game with a knee injury. That is bad for Son. But I do think Frankfurt will have, Frankfurt are far too good to be at home. It will be 2-1 Frankfurt at home. Honestly, I do believe that. And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
The next game is Tottenham against Frankfurt. Well, in the first leg, Tottenham drew 1-1 at home to Frankfurt. This is my team, Tottenham Hotspur. And I was a little bit gutted. Look, at the start of that first leg, I would have probably taken a draw because I expected us to lose because we are shit. we're not far off being 17th in the Premier League, so we are terrible. So I didn't expect much against Frankfurt. So I would have probably taken a draw before the game. But we actually drew 1-1, and we had tons of chances in the second half to nick it 2-1. We had at least 5 or 6 very good chances. Hit the crossbar twice. I don't know how we didn't win that game. So of course, you know, to miss all those chances, I was a bit upset that we didn't win it. But look, at least we've got a draw. We're still in the tie, and if we play well, maybe we could get a result at Frankfurt away. But because Frankfurt are a solid team, and we're travelling, you know, it's an away game in a hostile stadium. The atmosphere will be a bit hostile. I was confident, you know, we might nick it in the first leg, but in this leg, I'm not so sure. We're awful. We lost 4-2 to Wolves the other day. We're not good enough. I think we're going to lose. I think Frankfurt are going to win 3-1, unfortunately, but I hope I'm wrong.
We now move to Manchester United versus Olympique Lyonnais. In after the first leg in Lyon, it ended up being 2-2, but it could have been 2-1 if Onana managed to actually save a ball and didn't give it straight to Roman Cherky. But he didn't play against Newcastle, but ended up playing against Lyon, against Newcastle. But we're hearing that Onana is going to be back in goal for the return leg in Manchester. And some news coming out what's after that. Joshua Zirkzee will be out for the remainder of the season with a hamstring injury, which means we only got Rasmus Højlund and Obi, but Obi cannot play in the Europa League because he wasn't in the squad, but because of how he might be playing. But, I mean, we should be beating Lyon at home. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet, but I think we'll score 3-1 to Manchester. Yes, and Josh, what are you saying for this game?
Then we got Man United against Lyon. Now, Lyon were at home against United in the first leg, and it was a 2-2 draw. And if it was me, if Man United, if I was a Man United fan, I'd be happy with a point. Lyon are a solid team, so to get a point away, I think it's quite decent. It sets themselves up for a home game where they just need to win by 1 goal. But obviously, Man United fans were a bit gutted because they were winning 2-1, and then a bad mistake from Onana. Let it slip right at the end, like a 95th minute goal, and yeah, it ended up being 2-2. So Man United will be annoyed about that, but they've still got a slight advantage. They're at home now. Will they do it against Lyon? Man United, just like Spurs, have been pretty poor this season. Will they edge it against Lyon? I think they will. I think they will for some reason. I am going to say Man United 2, Lyon 1. Man United go through.
And now we go to the last game of the game week and the last game of the second legs, which is Athletic Club de Bilbao versus Rangers. Now, at Ibrox, it ended up being a dead 0-0 game. They managed to drop. Jack Butland was not playing, which was probably a massive factor for him not to be playing. But I do think because Rangers, as we know, are good. So Athletic Club, I am going to say 2-1 to Rangers. Can they pull off a big shock? And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
And the last game is Athletic Club against Rangers. And it was a pretty underwhelming first leg. It was 0-0 at Rangers Stadium. And then they got like a red card. So yeah, it wasn't that good. But look, it sets it all up for the second leg. It makes it, all to play for. Anyone can win this one. But with Athletic Bilbao being at home, and they've been in pretty decent form in the Spanish league, I just don't think Rangers are as strong as they were a couple of years ago. I think Bilbao might edge this one, but I think they might win quite comfortably, to be honest. I think Bilbao will go through to the semis. I think Bilbao will win 2-0 in this game. And yeah, that is my prediction for this game. That is all the predictions, guys. Sorry I spoke for a long time on some of the predictions, but it's because I only had 4 games to predict, so it's good to talk a little bit longer on these ones. But yeah, I only predicted 1 game to go to distance, but I haven't involved penalties in any of them, just 1 goal in extra time, and everything else I've done in 90 minutes. And yeah, I'm confident in my predictions. I hope I'm wrong about the Spurs one, obviously. But yeah, thank you for having me, Daniel. Sub to Dan, sub to me as well if you can. And thanks for having me, and see you in the next one.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will bring this Europa League semi-finals tournament, who will be going into the semi-finals of the Europa League. That's all to play for. But for now, I'll leave you with the Europa League. But 2 videos coming on Friday. One of them is a Premier League game, and one of them is a crucial game in National League South. I will see you lot firstly for Prem predictions on Friday at 2. But for now, I'll leave you with the Europa League. Goodbye.